90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Star Michael Ilsamy is all set to introduce his younger girlfriend to the world, while Angela Deem regrets ever bringing him to the U.S. Michael and Angela's relationship has been one of the most talked about storylines in the franchise. Michael was treated poorly by the senior woman. She yelled at Michael as if he were a child. She shamelessly threw drinks at him or smashed Michael's face into a cake while on camera. However, Michael tolerated it all. He had always had one mission, and it was to get to America. Angela often keeps telling viewers and cast members alike that they shouldn't believe Michael because he has a habit of lying. Angela had been with Michael long enough to know him inside out. She had seen a side to Michael that the camera hadn't captured. Michael and Angela's storyline has mostly focused on their scenes together when Angela flew to Nigeria to meet him. Only Angela and Michael themselves could tell what their relationship was like when the cameras stopped rolling. It explains why viewers never got to see Angela breaking Michael's phone before he came to the US. However, Angela had gone through Michael's phone while they were in the Ivory Coast and discovered some shocking things. Angela had accompanied Michael to Abidjan for his visa interview and grew suspicious of him after he told her to go back to America while he stayed back in the Ivory Coast for 2 weeks. She told him that he had been shady, doing the visa process alone because it was their visa and not his alone. Michael said he didn't know how long it would take him to get a visa, but assumed it would be 1 or 2 weeks. Michael had learned about it on a visa journey group. He claimed he studied from other people's interviews so he could be fully prepared. Michael hesitated to give Angela his phone. She first saw all the contributions that were going into his piggy bank, which was money he was keeping aside for a rainy day. Michael was probably paying someone so they could help him escape Angela's house once he had decided to leave her. Angela dug deeper when she came across Angela realized it was a group filled with scammers looking for women they could scam them and go to paradise, which is what they referred to the US as. Michael claimed the group had men who were on the same visa journey as him. He told Angela he was helping people who needed visas. Angela asked how Michael could advise others since his own visa had been rejected and delayed for 4 years. Michael insisted the group only contained male members, but he had also met a young woman named Cheetah in it who Angela believed was Michael's girlfriend. Asking Angela to have a baby may have been a part of the long con. Michael may have always planned to dump Angela once he came to the US after telling her he needed a child and needed to be with someone younger for that. Not being able to have kids with her could have been a valid reason for Michael to divorce Angela. All that Michael originally wanted from Angela was a green card. He may have thought of the baby excuse later, while he was exploring ways of how he could leave Angela after getting what he wanted. Michael's family wished for him to marry a younger woman, preferably from his community. It's quite possible that once he gets his divorce, Michael brings a woman of his family's choice to the US to marry and have children with her. It could have been one of the reasons why Michael sought out an older woman who would have, in Angela's words, an empty egg basket. Michael could have made a list of ways he could ditch Angela after procuring his green card. Her not having any eggs left to tote was a valid excuse for him to leave. Michael had wooed Angela by telling her she was beautiful when he first messaged her on Facebook. Michael messaging a 50-year-old woman when he was just 30 suggested he may have been interested in dating older women. However, all the affairs that Michael had had so far had been with women who were as old as him. The American woman he cheated with Angela in 2022 was 31 years old. Michael's friend who was mentioned during the tell-all was also in her 30s, and so was Cheetah. Michael never had any only affairs with women of Angela's age. This means that Angela was never his first choice. Michael was not attracted to Angela. He knew he had made a mistake when he realized Angela was too old to have a child. There was no going back now for Michael, since he knew he'd have to stay with Angela until he got his visa. Michael wouldn't have wanted to risk having another relationship with an American woman because his visa had already been rejected once. However, now that Michael is separated, he is free to date any young woman he wants who can give him the child he's always desired. Michael was just trying to get to America. To Michael, the US had always been the land of free. Michael named his group Paradise Men because he believed that the US is a paradise. In his mind, a true paradise would have been one without Angela in it. Michael never pictured a future with Angela because once he received his green card through her, he would be free to break up with Angela. So far, Michael has been linked to multiple women in the US. There was a woman named Megan, who Michael reposted on his IG stories. Megan looked like she was younger than Michael. He also slid into the DMs of a married woman, but it appears things didn't work out between them. Recently, a single mom who Michael was talking to and calling his babe also exposed his chats. Given how immensely popular Michael is now thanks to 90 Day Fiancé, there's no need for Michael to even approach women on social media. It's safe to assume that Michael's DMs will be full of women complimenting him or congratulating Michael for letting go of Angela. Michael would eventually date a woman from the same age group. He was never interested in being with older women, to begin with. A TikTok live video recorded by 90 Day Fiancé forever shows that Angela has already predicted that Michael, who has a child's mind and cannot keep this story straight, is going to impregnate multiple women. While Michael does have a history of being unfaithful, it remains to be seen if he will be a one-woman man now that he has ended his relationship with his toxic wife.